I wanted to make a part 2 of this video. So if you haven't watched part 1, watch that first. Otherwise, this might not make sense. So when we're talking about extremes of empath and narcissist, it can be extremely extreme, as some of you may know. And, you know, from my experience, if you're watching this knowing the non-duality way, or say you're a spiritual seeker, there's a reason why this experience is occurring. So even though it may be helpful to view it how I did in part 1, which I do believe it is helpful, it doesn't mean that purely understanding it will make it stop. In my experience, there is 2 parts to healing, and I've heard it described as the masculine approach, which is the understanding, the insight, the clarity, the perceptual shifts that need to occur. But then there's the feminine part, which is the feeling and the emotion and the release of blocked energy. Now, some of this energy can be gathered over lifetimes, and it might not even be your lifetimes, because and this is my experience, what we are is energy, right? But we're the type of energy that has the ability to be manipulated into or added on to other energies, can cling on. So what this means is, if you're around someone with a negative energy, they can actually you could be adapting to the energy that's controlling them or that's within them. So So what this means is to do with parents. You can be adapting their energy and becoming their polarity just by being their children, right? And there's no wrong. That's exactly where you should be. That's exactly what was supposed to happen, which is why I believe we choose our parents. We choose this experience because we are trying to level up, in my opinion. And the whole point is needing to overcome that which we are experiencing. And I mean, that is on so many levels. But just the realization of what it is more than likely won't resolve it. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you're at the point, probably not in this situation though, but a lot of situations it can. However, when you're in the extremity of a complete narcissist situation, that's something that you could be trying to overcome for lifetimes. And the best part about it is you can do it in this one now because you're aware. So it's not going to be easy, but is being with a narcissist or having that polarity as your match easy? No, it definitely isn't easy. So if you are currently still in the relationship or situation where the narcissist is present within your life, you may have a very, very difficult time resolving or understanding while you're still around them, if that's even possible. Because part of what is needing to be overcome is that, in my opinion, is the removal of self from that situation. And I mean, that situation could be a child. It could be a parent. It could be a family member. It could be like a sibling. It could be a partner. There's lots. Like some people, it's a boss. There's lots of different situations. And you know what? That's when fear gets in, because it's, say, for example, it's your boss. And you think, well, if I lose my job, I won't have any income. I won't have anywhere to live. I won't have this. I won't have that. This is all part of it. It's all part of overcoming it. And the thing is, you know, I remember hearing a thing going around called Choose Your Hard. And it probably, the idea of it, it's probably nothing to do with this, but it makes me think of it now. Like, we're here to overcome. That's what we're here to do, to bring us back into alignment. And this is my opinion, to bring us back into alignment of true divine nature, which doesn't get shat upon, which doesn't feel less than, which isn't worried how it's going to pay rent when it stands up and stops taking shit from someone. Because we are this absolute freaking miracle walking around, no one thinking it's something. And it's funny how we're just programmed over time to think we're not worthy of living. It's ridiculous that we're not worthy to be able to stand up for ourselves, that we're not worthy to be able to live in a nice house, that we're not worthy to be able to have enough food to eat. It's programming. It's all programming, and it's all bullshit. My heart's beating very fast because I'm so passionate about it, because I'm also dealing with this programming. But what we need to do now, just like a computer being programmed, is defrag it. And this is when, in my opinion, skipping to there's no one here doing anything to be anything doesn't fucking work, because it's not result. I'm sorry, you'll get born into the same thing again in your next life. So if you're wanting to resolve the purpose of this situation occurring, this is it. This video right now is pointing out to you where to look and gathering, I suppose, that which is it within you. See, it's taken me a long time to realize we are divine perfection. We are worthy of, you can't even express the amount of worthiness everything. You're worthy of everything. And what we're on the path to do is to remember that by removing all of that which is not us, which is all of this conditioning, which is all of this stuck energy, which is all of the things around us that we have manifested in our life, chosen to show us where we are out of alignment, where we are needing to remove programming. And this is done by many ways, by healing. And, there's a lot of stuff you can do on your own, but there's stuff that you might need help. But it's so worth it. And I think the biggest thing is to know you're worth it. You aren't lower than. You aren't less than. You aren't someone who needs to put up with something. It's just not it. And, emotions are real. Yes. Anger's needed. Yes. But if you're having to suppress or become aggressive at a situation or someone repetitively, there's a reason. It's not just what's occurring. Well, it is, but it doesn't have to be that way. And yes, it's easy to say it. It's a lot harder to do it. It is hard. It is hard. But how fucking hard is it suffering every day? The biggest thing, you're worth it, you're worth it, you're worth it, you're worth it, you're worth it. You are a divine being. Divine. In 100% of the way. Perfection. Whenever you feel less than, it's not going to feel very nice. Because it's not who you are. Now, somebody asked in the last video, how does other people fit into the movie concept? And it's because we are also NPCs in their movie, right? They're having their own journey and expression of themselves and their things that they're needing to overcome. So the way I sort of see it, say it's a partner, the partner who is a complete narcissist is programmed that way. And I mean, I say to help for the reasoning it is programmed by you, but I would dare say when you overcome, they probably move on to another person. And that's because it's their programming to overcome. And that's okay, because the universe, or when I say the universe, their experience will present to them, their movie will keep smacking them in the face until they have their breakdown and they begin their realization. It might not even be in this lifetime. But it's all part of the divine web. And so the whole removing the personality behind the person, I think that's why it's paramount for me, because no matter who it is, even if it's your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, you got to choose you. You got to choose you, because that's something that's in your makeup to overcome. And it's hilarious. I always say it's hilarious, but it's very interesting how we've been programmed to just deal with our family. When you become aware, you see that your circle is what you are to overcome the most. So quite often, the biggest things you are here to overcome will be within your family. Will be within your partner. Like twin flame. People think, oh, it's my soulmate, it's going to be happy and joy. No, that'll be your complete polarity. So if your shit ain't balanced, there'll be someone that's going to be the opposite to you. Then they'll balance it out. And that might not be nice, but it's because you're out of balance. That's just the way it is, as far as I know. Anyway, I hope this helped a bit. I can't wait till everyone knows that they're just so worthy. You know? It's big. It's big. Oh, man. Love you.